Banned muscle cars, too fast, too dangerous. Welcome back to Vintage Wheels Chronicles. Today, we're diving into the dark side of American muscle. Cars so powerful, so extreme, that they were eventually banned, restricted, or neutered. Back in the golden era of horsepower, automakers pushed the limits, and sometimes they went too far. Insurance companies panicked. Lawmakers stepped in, and these beasts were taken off the streets. So buckle up. Here are 3 banned muscle cars that were just too fast and too dangerous for their time. 1. 1971. Plymouth Hemi Cuda. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda was one of the last true monsters of the muscle car era. It came with a legendary 426 Hemi 5.8 engine, producing a factory-rated 425 horsepower. But many believed it made much more. The car was a purebred drag racer with street-legal plates. With dual 4-barrel carburetors and hemispherical combustion chambers, it was a technical marvel. The aggressive styling included a shaker hood scoop, high-impact colors, and menacing front grille. It could sprint down the quarter-mile in the low 13-second range, sometimes even under 13 seconds, with slicks. That kind of performance scared not just competitors, but regulators too. Insurance premiums for the Hemi Cuda were astronomical. Sales for the 426 Hemi option plummeted because most people couldn't afford to insure it. In 1971, only 119 hardtops and 11 convertibles were built with the Hemi, making them incredibly rare today. It was too powerful, too expensive, and too extreme for everyday drivers. The U.S. government began cracking down on emissions and fuel economy. Meanwhile, the insurance industry classified the car as a high-risk liability. As a result, Plymouth dropped the 426 Hemi option after 1971. This effectively banned the ultimate Cuda from returning. The oil crisis of 1973 and tightening regulations ensured it wouldn't come back. Despite its short lifespan, the Hemi Cuda became a legend among collectors. Today, surviving models are worth hundreds of thousands, even millions. The 71 convertible Hemi Cuda is one of the most expensive muscle cars ever sold. Its reputation grew not because it was common, but because it was forbidden. The power it offered was unmatched in its time. Few dared to challenge it on the drag strip. Its raw nature made it hard to tame, especially for inexperienced drivers. Street racers loved it, but the public feared it. Its combination of speed, sound, and style was intoxicating. It became an outlaw, not by breaking the law, but by exceeding what society could handle. It marked the peak of Mopar madness. After 1971, muscle cars began to fade in power. The Cuda's fall symbolized the end of an era. Its legacy lives on in modern challengers and collector auctions. To this day, it's a poster car for muscle purists. No turbo, no electronics, just raw cubic inches. The Cuda didn't just roar, it thundered. With side exit exhaust and wide rear tires, it looked ready to race at a moment's notice. Many called it unmanageable, and they were right. But that's what made it special. The Hemi Cuda wasn't made to please everyone. It was built for those who wanted power, no matter the cost. And when the system cracked down, it became a myth. A banned legend that defined an era of unfiltered American performance. 2. 1970. Chevrolet Chevelle SS4 54 LS6. The 1970 Chevelle SS4 54 LS6 was Chevy's most powerful muscle car ever built for the street. Under the hood sat a monstrous 454 cubic inch V8 with 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. This made it the highest factory-rated horsepower car of the muscle era. It could run the quarter mile in around 13 seconds straight off the showroom floor. Its power overwhelmed the rear tires with ease. The LS6 engine roared with a ferocity that sent chills down spines. It was a luxury muscle car with big attitude and big performance. But its dominance wouldn't last long. The combination of high insurance premiums and government oversight spelled trouble. Insurance companies classified it as a high-risk vehicle. Emission regulations were becoming more aggressive by 1971. Chevrolet quietly removed the LS6 from the option list the next year. No official LS6 Chevelle were sold in 1971, despite rumors of a few test builds. That meant 1970 was the only official year of the LS6-powered Chevelle. Its short lifespan made it legendary. Street racers craved it, and collectors worshipped it. It represented the absolute peak of GM muscle. With cowl induction and a loud rumble, it was a beast on the strip. It didn't need turbos or computers to go fast. Just displacement, attitude, and a fearless driver. The LS6 was too much for the world to handle in 1971. The car could outrun most supercars of its time, but GM had to respond to new pressures. Fuel economy concerns were growing. Safety advocates were alarmed by how powerful it was. It wasn't illegal, but it was highly discouraged. That's why the LS6 became a ghost. 1 year and it was gone, just like that. General Motors never officially brought back the LS6 for muscle cars. Instead, it lives on in the hearts of enthusiasts. The 1970 model has become a holy grail in muscle car culture. It was big, bold, and brash. The kind of car that demanded attention, and if you messed around on the strip, it made sure you found out. The Chevelle SS454 LS6 was a torque monster with unmatched road presence, too powerful for its time, too valuable today. In many ways, it was the beginning of the end for extreme street legal performance. But oh, what a way to go out. 1 year, one legend. The LS6 Chevelle didn't get banned officially, it just got buried by fear. 3. 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. The 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona was created for one reason: to dominate NASCAR. With its massive rear wing and pointed nose, it looked like nothing else on the road. It was the first car in NASCAR history to break 200 miles per hour. Dodge engineers focused purely on aerodynamics. They turned the muscle car into a missile. The Daytona came with either a 440 Magnum or the 426 Hemi. Only 503 street-legal versions were built to meet homologation rules. These were the banned monsters hiding in plain sight. On the track, the Daytona was untouchable. But it was too good. NASCAR quickly changed the rules. After the Daytona started destroying the competition, NASCAR banned aero cars with engines over 305 cubic inches. That was the end of the HEMI-powered Daytona in racing. As for the street version, it was barely understood. Some dealers couldn't even sell them. Many customers thought it looked ridiculous, but the few who bought them got a piece of history. The car's drag coefficient was lower than most supercars today. It was built for one purpose: speed. In a straight line, or on the oval, it reigned supreme. But regulators couldn't allow it to continue. The Daytona's dominance forced NASCAR to rewrite the rules. It was, in effect, banned from ever racing like that again. The Charger Daytona became a one-year wonder. Its outlaw image only made it more desirable. Collectors now see it as one of the rarest and most significant muscle cars ever built. Its price has skyrocketed over the decades. No one could have guessed in 1969 what it would become. But real car fans knew this was something special. Its extreme design was ahead of its time. With rear spoilers the size of picnic tables, it didn't care about subtlety. It was muscle car engineering at its most radical. After it was banned, Dodge never made anything quite like it again. Modern Chargers echo the name but not the shape. The original Daytona was too much of a threat. It wasn't just fast, it changed the sport. And for that reason, it had to be stopped. But legends don't die. They get passed down. The Daytona remains a symbol of defiance and engineering genius. It's the muscle car that was banned not because it failed, but because it succeeded too well.